Okay. Sahanavavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaveryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhi tuma vidvishahvahai. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Athato Brahma Jignasa Janmadyasya Yataha Janmadi, Janma, Sthiti, Bhanga, Srishti, Sthiti, Nasha, Laya, Asya, Jagataha, Yataha, Yasmat, Karanat, Bhavati, Tat Brahma. And this Jagat Visheshana is given Namarupa Bhyam Vyakritasya iti. Namamrupabhyam Vyakritasya Aneka Kartru Bhoktru Samyuktasya Pratiniyata Desha Kala Nimitta Kriya Phala Ashrayasya Manasa Api Achintya Rachana Rupasya Jagataha. In Janmasthiti Bhangam Yataha Sarvajnat Sarvashaktehe Karanat Bhavati Tat Brahma. Any other bhava vikaras other than these janma, sthiti and bhanga, as like for example as mentioned by Patanjali Rishi, dharma parinama, then lakshana parinama, avastha parinama, that he says, it's all falls within these three only. And yaska patita Shad Bhava Vikaras are also, they also fall within this only. Vriddhi and Parinama fall within Janma. We can take under Janma. And Apakshaya we can take under Nasha iti. Therefore, all that's all included. And further, Yaska Patitanam tu Jayate Asti Ityadinam Grahane. If we were to take that meaning, then Yaska Maharshi refers to Janma, Sthiti, etc. Jayate Asti in the Sthiti Kale. Jagataha Sthiti Kale Bhautikanam, he talks about. But we are talking about the Mula Karana, including the Mahabhutas, Karana of the Mahabhutas, we are talking about. So Mula Karana is Brahma only. And one should not be confused that Yaska Patita Shadbhava Vikaras are referred in this sutra, Janmadi iti, they are not referred to. But Shruti Ukta, Janma Sthiti Bhanga, they only are mentioned here. Even if one were to say that Yaska Maharishi says only what Veda says, then why not directly go to Veda? Why go through Yaska's statement and all that? That's not necessary at all. It's a roundabout way only. Why, when there is a directly, this Shruti Vākya is there. Yato vayamani bhutani jayante iti. Therefore, Janmadi refers to only Janma Sthiti Bhanga. That is good enough. All others are Antarbhavi, have Antarbhava within this. Alright. Is it possible that there is another cause other than Brahma or without Brahma? Is there any other cause for this prapancha? Certain people like the Sankhya says Pradhanam Jagat Karanam. And then the Tarkika, that is Vaisheshika and Nayayika they say that Paramanu Jagat Karanam. And then some other people say Kalaha, time is the karana, some people say. Some others say svabhavaha iti. Just natural, it is the nature of things that things come about. And then some say yadricha, just accidental creation, just by accident it happens. Even scientists say that by accident things happen. Accident means you don't know the reason, that's all. You don't know the correct, that's all the accident. Accidentally, randomly, etc. It's not a random. Random in the light of one framework. But in the light of the bigger framework, there is nothing random, there is no accident, there is nothing accidental here. It's all pratiniyata deshakala nimitta kriya phala ashraya. This jagat is pratiniyata, very definite. These are all there. So this question of whether any other thing is the jagat karana, that is brought in here by Bhashyakara. Continuing further, Bhashya na yatokta visheshanasya jagataha yatokta visheshanam ishvaram muktva anyataha pradhanat acetanat anubhyaha abhavat samsarinaha va utpatyadi sambhavayitum shakyam. Utpatti adi sambhavayitum na shakyam. It's not possible to propose, propound, prove, show us a definite cause, definiteness. Sambhavayitum na shakyam. Bhashyakara, even sambhavana, sambhavayitum api na shakyam. It's not even a possibility. What is not possible? Utpatti adi, janma adi. Utpatti adi sambhavayitum na shakyam. Utpatti adi, from whom? Ishvaram muktva iti. Leaving out Ishvara, except Ishvara, other than Ishvara iti. And who is this Ishvara? Yatokta visheshanam Ishvaram muktva. Other than muktva, other than vina ityat, Ishvaram vina. Leaving out Ishvara, other than Ishvara. Ishvara who is Yatokta visheshana. Aforesaid quality is nature. What is the aforesaid quality? Sarvajna, Sarvashakti, that is the Yatokta Visheshana. You following the Bhashya? Yatokta Visheshanam Ishvaram Muktva. Yatoktani Visheshanani Yasya, Ishvarasya. Other than Ishvara, who has the aforesaid Lakshanas, Visheshanas. What are they? Sarvajna, Sarvashakti. This is the Yatokta Lakshana Ishvara. Muktva, Ishvaram Muktva. Anyataha, Panchami, from any other vastu. Anyasmat vastunaha ityartha. Anyasmat karanat. There is no karana. Anyasmat vastunaha, from any other thing. What is it, any other thing? Bhashyakara illustrates pradhanat. Sankhya, patita, pradhanat. From the pradhana mentioned by Sankhya. Why can't pradhana be the jagat karana? Because acetanat, Bhashyakara. Pradhanat, acetanat. Pradhana is acetana. Pradhana does not have knowledge, jnana of this creation, cannot have a jada vastu. Only a chetana can have jnana. And the Shruti very clearly points out, saha tapaha atapyata, sa tapo tapyata, sa ikshan chakre. Tadaikshata, etc. It's mentioned. So Ikshanam is possible only for Chetana, conscious entity only. Whereas Pradhana is declared to be Achetana by the Sankhya. An Achetana Vastu, Jada Vastu cannot plan, cannot visualize, cannot cannot create an order and set the order in motion. That's not possible. Pradhanat Acetanat Sambhavayitum na shakyam. From the Pradhana, Jagataha Janma, etc., it's not possible to validate, prove it. Is it okay? Pradhanat Acetanat. Then the Nayayika's contention, Paramanavaha Jagat Karanam, they say. Anus are Jagat Karana. This Anu is something comparable to the atom, modern day atoms, comparable to, not exactly, but comparable to atoms. So, Anubhyaha Sambhavayitum na shakyam. Anubhyaha Utpatti. From Anus, Panchami. From Anus, Utpatti Adi Sambhavayitum na shakyam. Why na shakyam? The very same Acetanatva is the Karana. Acetanebhyaha Anubhyaha. The Acetanat Pada goes either way. Pradhanat Acetanat. Anubhyaha Acetanebhyaha. Daheli Deepa Nyayena. Achetana word goes with Pradhana also and Anubhyaha also. Acetanebhyaha Anubhyaha na sambhavati. The very same reason. How can Achetana Anus determine this Sharira, Devadatta Sharira, Yajnatta Sharira, Prani Sharira, Deva Sharira, Manushya Sharira, Stavara Sharira? How can mere inert Anus, atoms, how can they determine all these? There is intelligence. There is an intelligence based on whom? Because of that only. Because of Chetana only, Anus arrange. Anus are arranged in a way. The arrangement of Anus itself is a part of the Niyati of Ishvara. Therefore, Anubhyaha Janma Utpattiyai Sambhavayitum na shakyam. And further, Abhavat. This is the Shunyavada. Abhavat Utpattiyadi Sambhavayitum na shakyam. From non-existence. From non-existent thing, nothing. You can call it thing. From non-existence, nothing can come. Therefore, Abhavat Shunyat Utpattiyadi na sambhavati. And then Samsarinaha va. Samsarinaha Panchami. From the Samsari. Who is the Samsari? Jivaha va or any Devaha va, whatever. Deva Visheshaha, any of these. Any one or all of them put together. Individually from any Jiva or all the Jivas put together. Va Samsarinaha Samsaribhyaha va Sambhavayitum na shakyam. Why Samsaribhyaha Samsarinaha na sambhavati? Because the Samsari itself is Sanghatavan. Right? And this Sanghata itself is put together. That itself comes after Srishti Avi Jagat. It cannot be, it's not possible, no. I, who come into existence with this body, after creation of the world, I create the world. That is nonsense. That's not possible. Samsari is a Antarbhuta, in the Antargata in the Srishti. How can the Samsari be the cause for this? And further, the Samsari is Alpajnaha, Alpashakti. Correct? So, this Alpashakti, Alpajna, Samsari cannot be a creator, etc., sustainer for this Achintya, Manasapi Achintya Rupa, Achintya Rachana Shakti, Achintya Rupa Jagat. It's not possible. Samsari is not possible. Alright. Va pada, from the va, any other contention, any other idea from which Jagat comes, that's all negated. Samsarinaha va Utpatti adi Sambhavayitum na shakyam. Utpatti of what? Utpatti adi of what? That is said at the beginning of the sentence. Yatokta visheshanasya jagataha. For this jagat, Utpatti adi of this jagat, which has been described as above. Yatokta visheshanasya jagataha. What is the yatokta visheshana for the jagat? The fourfold, four visheshanas. Namarupadhyam Vyakritasya Aneka Kartru Bhoktru Samyuktasya Pratiniyata Desha Kala Nimitta Kriya Phala Ashrayasya, and then Manasapi Achintya Rachana Rupasya. That is the Yatokta Visheshana for this. Such a creation, such a world, creation of such a world is not possible, cannot happen from any of these aforesaid causes other than Ishvara. Ishvaram muktva anyataha srishtiyadi sambhavayitum na shakyam. Is it okay? Now there is this Lokayatika. Bhashyaka represents the other Vikalpa, one more Vikalpa he presents. The Lokayatika, the Charvaka's contention. Nacha Svabhavataha. This is Svabhavavadi. Everything creates on its own, due to its own nature. Like water just flows from higher level to a lower level on this world, on this earth, from higher to lower level, naturally it flows. Sun rises naturally in the east, and all that. Everything happens in its own svabhava. Creation just happens by its own svabhava. The very nature of things that creation etc. happen. It is a svabhavavadi, lokayatika, materialist. Scientists also go along with it. They are mostly Svabhavavadis only. Most of the scientists are Svabhavavadis only, materialists only. Except a few, except some. Okay. Now, how can there be such a creation on its own Svabhava? What do you mean by Svabhavataha? From nature itself, on its own nature, due to its own nature, etc. comes. Is Svabhava the cause for itself? The nature, the capacity to create comes from itself. Does it come from itself? That's not possible. Itself cannot create itself. If the creation is Svabhava and the created world is Svabhava and the capacity to the power to create is Svabhava, then from Svabhavat Svabhavaha iti, from itself it comes iti, that is not possible. That's not acceptable. It comes from itself, that is not possible. Therefore, there must be some other factor, some other cause, karanantara must be there. And then when you say, if you say that some other thing is there, then svabhavataha srishtihi, that is not tenable, that's not acceptable, because there is something else also. And further, if everything happens, then randomly or accidentally or in its own way, then where is this order? Where is this order? Krishikaha, a farmer, waits for, in monsoon countries, in place of temperate countries, waits for monsoons, varshakale. And then, when the good rains are there, or good rains are forthcoming, then the person plants cultivation, sows the seeds, etc. There is a niyata is there, nimittas are there. They are niyata, visishta, desha, kala, etc. These are all there. It's not that apne aap, on its own the seed grows, it does not. There are many factors in that. Only when those factors are met, then the seed grows into a plant. If those factors are not there, definitely the seed doesn't grow. There are Vishishta Bhashyakara points out here. Nacha Subhavataha. Subhavataha Utpatyadi Sambhavayitum Na Shakyam. It's not on its own that Jagat comes. World is created, world comes into existence on its own. That is not there. Then, if it comes on its own, then why you should exist for so long on its own? Why it does not get destroyed on its own anytime? Just now, why it is there now? Then why it changes when it changes, why it changes? Why it gets destroyed? And then destroyed again comes. Why it comes again? The niyati that is there in the order, and it says the niyati presupposes a sentient being, a niyanta. Without a niyanta, there is no niyati. There is no niyati without the niyanta. Niyanta means chetanaha. And that chetana, how should be that chetana? Should be sarvashaktihi sarvajna. That is only Brahma, Ishvara only. Therefore, niyati points out the niyanta. Niyanta is chetana. Chetana is Ishvara, Brahma. There is the idea. So Bhashyakara points out why it is not. Swabhavataha janmadi utpatyadi sambhavati na shakyam. Why? That he says. Vishishta desha kala nimittanam iha upadanat. Upadanam, taking in, all these factors are there. What are these factors? Vishishta, specific, definite desha, place, kala, time, nimitta, other causes. Nimittanam iha, in the matter of srishti, janma vishaye, iha means janmadi vishaye, upadanat. Kulala takes the clay, mrittika, vishishta, that is vishishta upadana karana it takes. And then usually they avoid making pots during rainy season. Earlier, first it has to be dried in the sun first, sun-baked first, and then they burn it in the kiln. Refractory, they give that. So the rainy season, and they don't usually make Vishishta Kala. In hot summer days, yes, pots can be made. So Vishishta Kala is there, Vishishta Desha is there for things to be done. And therefore all the creation in the scripture, Vishishta Desha Kala Nimitta Upadanam Nimittanam Iha Upadana Srishti Vishaye Upadana. Therefore Svabhavataha iti. Svabhavataha means without depending on any external cause, that is any other factor, that is a Svabhavataha. On its own it comes into being. That is the idea Svabhavataha. Why don't we see wristwatches just like that on the sea beach? Why don't we see it? Why they have to be made in factories? Right? Why they are made in factories? Suddenly pebbles were, this kid was playing with small pebbles, etc. by the seaside, okay? Building sand castle, playing with small pebbles and shells and all. And suddenly he put them in a random way. Lo, behold, there is a clock. There is a wristwatch came out of this. Okay? That doesn't happen. It never happens. Correct? So random creation, it's not a random creation, it's not an accidental creation, it's all niyata. Niyata means niyanta is there. Niyata is not same as svabhava. Niyata means orderly. Svabhava means random, accidental, yadricha iti. That is the meaning of svabhava. It's not a random creation. Everything is, there is orderliness is there. Some part of the order you know, some part of it you don't know, some part of it you can't know. That does not mean that there is no order. There is an order only. Everything indicates that there is niyati. Niyati means niyanta. Without niyanta there is no niyati possible. laws are there means who makes the laws? Who sets them into motion? Without the lawmaker, there is no law possible. That is niyanta. So niyati is a very important factor here. That presupposes niyanta, which is who is a chetana. That is sarvesvara, sarvajna, sarvashakti iti. Swabhavataha srishti. Lokaitika vada is negated. All right. Further. Now, Bhashyakara begins a discussion here now. Actually, the Sutra Vyakhyana is over, but now Bhashyakara brings a discussion here, bringing in the nature of this Shruti Vakyas, the Pramana, Shruti Pramana, the nature of Shruti Pramana, how it works, what it needs, that he brings in certain discussion here. Even though this is not an essential part of the Sutra Artha, but in the Vichara, in the process of Vichara, this is very, very important. This settles gives a lot of clarity in the matter of this Vichara, the nature of the Veda Pramana, nature of the Vichara, nature of the Vastu, Vicharya Vastu, Jignasya Vastu, Brahma, Atma. As to the nature of it, some essential clarity, essential points Bhashyakara makes in this discussion here, which is necessary for Jignasa. This clarity about the nature of the Vedanta Pramana, about the nature of the Jignasya Vastu, about the nature of the Phalam of the Jnana, Moksha, that is all Bhashyakara discusses briefly here. Now that he brings in the form of a secondary point he brings in here. Etadeva anumanam samsari yatirikta Ishvara astitvadi sadhanam manyante Ishvara karaninaha Ishvara karaninaha manyante. They think. Who think? Ishvara karaninaha. Ishvaraha karanam iti. Those two. Yesham. According to whom? Ishvara is the karana. Ishvara karaninaha. Ishvaraha karanam yesham. Ishvara is karanam yesham. Te Ishvara karaninaha. Who are these Ishvara Karaninaha? Tarkikas, Purvamimamsakas, not all Purvamimamsakas, some Purvamimamsakas, Yogi, Patanjala, Darsana Anuyayi, Patanjala Darshanam, Nyaya, Vaiseshika Darshanam, and then Purvamimamsa and all, Ishvara Karaninaha. Manyante, they say. Tarkika adayaha manyante. What do they think? They say that etadeva anumanam Ishvara astitva adi sadhanam. Jagat karyam. This anumana, the prakara I am elaborating now. Jagat is karyam. Yadyat karyam tat sa karanakam bhavati. It has to have a karana. Not only karana, it has to be a karta. Jagat karyam. Therefore, there must be jagat karta. Jagat karta asti. Jagataha karyatvat ghatavat iti. So jagat sakartrikam karyatvat ghatavat iti. Jagat is karyam, it has to have a karta iti. Karyatvat, since it's a karyam, there must be a karta iti. Like what? Ghatavat. Ghata is a karya and there has to be a Ghata karta. Kulala has to be there. Without the kulala, Ghata cannot come into being. There cannot be Ghata. Tadvate Jagat also Sakartrikam iti. Alright? Okay. Okay, we'll come to that. Okay. Just before that, Bhashyakara briefly negated Pradhana, Anu, Abhava, Samsari, Swabhava as being Jagat Karana. Briefly Bhashyakara negated that, pointed out. This will be dealt in detail in the second chapter. It's called Tarkapada. Second chapter, second Pada. In the Tarkapada, Pada is 1/4 of Adhyaya. Second chapter, second Pada. In that, Bhashyakara will elaborately discuss this. Why Pradhana is cannot be Jagat Karanam. Why Anu cannot be Jagat Karanam. Why Shunya is not correct. Shunyavada is not correct. Why Samsari, Samjiva cannot be Jagat Karanam. Why not the Lokayatika, Charvakas contention, Swabhavataha eva Jagat iti. All this will be thoroughly, detailed, discussed, and then it will be pointed out that it cannot be so. It is not so. It is going to point out. Here, only briefly says here. Pradhanat, Acetanat, Anubhyaha, Abhavat, Samsarinahava, Swabhavataha, etc. he discusses. But briefly mentions it. Alright. Now, Yat Karyam, this Anumana. Yat Karyam, Tat Sakartrikam iti. Now the Tarkikas consider that we don't need Shruti Pramana. We don't have to bring in Shruti. We don't need Shruti Pramana to establish that there is Ishvara. Ishvara Astitva. In the matter of the existence of Ishvara, we don't need Shruti. We can infer. By Anumanena we can do Ishvara Astitva, they think. This is what the Bhashyakara said. Ishvara Karaninaha Manyante, he said. So what is the Anumana? Yat Karyam Tat Sakartrikam Karyatvat Ghatavat iti said. Alright? So, Yatra yatra karyatvam tatra tatra kartrutvam. Yatra yatra sakartrutvam. Yatra yatra karyatvam. Wherever you see, there is a karya, there the karta should be there. Vyapti. Yatra yatra karyatvam tatra tatra sakartrukatvam. There has to be a karta there. How do you know this vyapti? We see from Kulala, etc., from Gata, etc. Gata Pata we see. Gata is Karya and there is a Kulala. Without the Kulala, Anvaya. When there is a Kulala, there is Gata Karya, Anvaya. Kulala not there, then Gata Karya is not possible. Yatireka is there. Kulale sati, Gataha sambhavati. Kulale asati, Gataha na sambhavati. So Anvaya Vatirekena. This Vyapti Jnanam is there. Yatra yatra karyatvam, tatra tatra sakartrukatvam iti. Now, extending this to the Jagat. Jagat is Karyam. Therefore, Jagat Karta should be there. Alright. And now, Jagat Karta Asti. But then, what is this nature of this Jagat Karta? They say that Sarvajna, Sarvashakti. Like the going along with the Yoyat Karta, Satajnaha iti. Gatakarta Gatajnaha iti. Gatakarta Gatakarana Shaktiman iti. Going by that, we extend that Sarvakarta Sarvajnaha Sarvashaktiman iti. This is Vyapti Jnanam, they say. By this Vyapti Jnana, from this Vyapti Jnana, they have this Anumana. Jagat Ishvara Karanakam Karyatvat Gatavat iti. So Jagat is the Karya of Ishvara, creation of Ishvara, being a Karya like Gata. It is the Anumana, they say. And they say that this Anumana is good enough. Anumana is enough sufficient to arrive at Ishvara Astitva. And not only Ishvara Astitva, from Ishvara Astitva, we arrive at Sarvajnatva also, Sarvajnatva, Sarvashaktimatva also. From Anumana itself we can arrive at. They think. This is their thinking. Tarkiya thinks that we arrive at Ishvara Asti, Ishvara Asti, Ishvara is Sarvajna based on Anumana itself. We don't need Shruti. That's what they think. Or if they are astikas, they are considered astikas, that means they consider Veda as a pramana. When we say that by Kevala Anumanena they can arrive at, they do arrive at, that's what they think, then they think that it will amount to saying that they consider Veda as not a pramana. The Anumana itself is a pramana for Ishvara Astitva. Then Veda is not a pramana. Then Veda is a pramana for them. Then they will become Nastikas. Correct? You follow? I repeat. Not a big point, I repeat. I think that many of you didn't understand. Not a big factor, not a big thing, simple thing. Tarkikas are Astikas. What do you mean by Astikas? Vedaha Pramanam. This is the Astika. If the Tarkika were to say that Ishvara Astitva, Ishvaraha Asti iti, it is not known through Pratyaksha. Ishvara is not Pratyaksha Vishaya. Then Ishvara Asti iti, how do you know Ishvara Asti? By Anumana. Which Anumana? This Anumana we say. Jagat Karyam Sakartratam Karyatvat iti Gatavati iti Anumanena. Jagat Karana Ishvara iti vidu Anumana. We arrive at Ishvaraha Astitvam by Anumana itself. We don't need Shruti. If that is the position, then what would it mean? Shruti is not a pramanam. Shruti is not a pramanam for whom? Astika. That means what? Is not an Astika. He is Nastika. That is not acceptable. Therefore, this way, the Shruti has to be validated by Anumana. This is the basic Tarkika's thinking. You remember that in the question of Pramana, how do we know that what is revealed by a Pramana, what is known through a Pramana is correct? How do we know? There are two ideas. I mentioned them briefly in the beginning. Before the Adhyasa Bhashya, I mentioned Swatah Pramanyam, Paratah Pramanyam. There are two ideas. Swatah Pramanya says that the Pramanyam, the validity of any Pramana, correctness of any Pramana is innate, intrinsic to it. Like what we see with the eyes, the color or form, whatever, that can be verified only through the eyes. No other Pramana can validate, disprove what is revealed by the eyes. Eyes alone are the Pramana to arrive at the correctness of what the eyes reveal. To say that what eyes reveal is correct, it should never, what is revealed, what is known, should never undergo sublation, negation, badha. Then the Chakshusha that is what is known through the jnana gotten through the eyes is valid knowledge. If and when it is sublated, negated, then that is not a valid knowledge. You see a sarpa there, and then later on you negate that sarpa, you say that this is rajjuhu. Here, sarpa is seen as though by the eyes. Right? You see, that's what you say, I see the snake, and then you later sublate, negate that, there is no snake, I see the rope. So, Rajju jnana is gotten by eyes, through the eyes, and then Sarpa Bhranti also was gotten with the help of the eyes. And then how do you know that this is not a Sarpa? By the very same eyes you dismiss. With the very same eyes you dismiss, this is not Sarpa. So validating what is gotten through Pratyaksha or dismissing what is gotten through Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha alone is the Pramana there. Every Pramana has its own Pramanyam. Something becomes Prama, which is Abhadita. Some jnana gotten through the Pratyaksha, Chakshuhu, etc., that gets negated, that is Aprama Bhavati. Yathartha jnana, Ayatartha jnana, both are gotten through that. Till the, like Rajju Sarpa is still it's sublated, negated, till then it is taken as real, taken as Satya. Correct? So, Badita, Abadita by itself. Badita by itself. Pratyaksha, Badita by Pratyaksha. Then, that is the Pramanya here. Swatah Pramanyam. Every Pramana has its own innate, intrinsic validity. This is Swatah Pramanya Vada. We all take this Swatah Pramanya Vada. What is revealed by eyes has to be proved by eyes only, not by anything else. Whereas Tarkika doesn't think so. Everything has to be validated. Itself cannot be the validity for itself. Defects are possible. Therefore, everything has to be, every jnana has to be validated by something else. And that something else is the Anumana. So, what Shruti says has to be validated by Anumana. In many a case, even Pratyaksha, the Tarkika extends. What is revealed by Pratyaksha has to be validated by Anumana. And therefore, Anumana means Vyapti Jnana should be there. Vyapti Jnana means therefore the Jati, etc. Gatatva, Patatva, etc. Gata has Gatatva, Pata has Patatva. What is this nonsense? Why this nonsense? Gata has Gatatva. What is Gata? What has Gatatva is Gata. Okay. What has potness is a pot. And what is a cloth? What has clothness is a cloth. What is a human being? One who has human beingness is a human being. Why this agraha? Because there has to be vyapti. Vyapti can be there only when there is a jati. Vyakti is there. And then only Anumana you can make. Anumana you can have to make because you have to validate something. Every knowledge you have to validate. That is the agra. Therefore, this is Parataha Pramanyam. Now, how do you know that Anumana is valid? You do based on Anumana. How do you know that Anumana is valid? You have to do another Anumana. And how do you know that Anumana is valid? Third Anumana. Ye kya baat hai? Parvataha vanniman dhumavatvat. Okay. How do you know that is valid? Anumana you do. How do you know that Anumana is valid? You need another Anumana only, right? You follow. You say every Pramana has to be validated by another Pramana, you say. And you say Anumana is a Pramana. You have to, every Pratyaksha and Shruti also has to be validated by Anumana according to the Tarkika. Now, how do you validate Anumana? Does Shruti validate or Pratyaksha validate or does another Anumana validate? Has to be any of these. If Shruti validates Anumana, Anumana validates Shruti, that is Anyonya Ashraya. If Anumana validates another Anumana, there can be Atma Ashraya, Anyonya Ashraya, Chakraka, Anupa, Anavastha, dosha is there. Follow? Do you follow? Therefore, this very contention, Paratas Pramanyam, is a problem. Tarkika's basic problem. That is why all the complex language expression on the Gatatva, Patatva, and all that, Samavaya, and all these issues are based on this Agraha only. Every Pramana has to be validated by another Pramana, that is Anumana. Now, we consider Shruti also has to be validated by Anumana. Shruti itself doesn't have validity unless it is validated by Anumana. This is the Tarkika's position. Therefore, even if there is Shruti, Yato Vayamani Bhutani Jayante, etc., that says Jagat Karanam is Brahma, even Shruti says so, even then that has to be validated by our Anumana. Therefore, Anumana is the Pradhanam Bhashyakara. What is the word here? Anumanam, Etadeva Anumanam, Samsari, Vyatirikta, Ishvara, Astitvadi Sadhanam Manyante. This Anumana itself is the Sadhanam, the proof for Astitva, etc., Astitva Adi, Astitva, etc., of Ishvara. And who is Ishvara? Samsari Vyatirikta, other than Samsari. In other words, they say that, how do you know that there is God, Ishvara? No. We do Anumana. How about Shruti? No. Your Shruti has to be validated by our Anumana. And our Anumana is Swatantram Pramanam, independent Pramana. Whereas your Shruti, I also accept Shruti. Shruti is Paratantram, means it is not Swatantram for its validity. This is the thinking of the Tarkikas. Alright. Now this is said here. Yetadeva Anumanam Samsari Vyatirikta Ishvara Astitva Adi Sadhanam. The Adi Pada there, Ishvara Astitva Adi. First the Tarkika thinks that he can establish Ishvaraha Asti by Anumana. And then having established Ishvaraha, then Ishvaraha Sarvajnaha iti Yoyat Karta Satadnyaha iti. By that understanding that Jagat Karanam Ishvaraha, Jagat Karanam Brahma, and then that Jagat Karanam Brahma has to be Sarvajnaha, Sarvashakti iti second Anumana the person does. So Adi Padat Ishvara Astitva, and then Adi means Ishvara Sarvajnatva, Sarvashaktimatva, all these are all inferred, Anumiyante. This is the Tarkika's position here. Bhashyakara says, these are all gotten only from the Shruti. Ishvaraha Asti iti, even that very thing gotten from Shruti only. That Jagat is Karyam is gotten from Shruti only. From Shruti only we know that Jagat is Karyam. How do we know that Jagat is a Karyam? How do you know that Jagat is created? Conclusively, how do you know? What Pramana? There are other people who say that Shunyavadi is there. There is no Jagat. The person says, not at all. There is nothing whatsoever. Not only Jagat, no Atma also. And then there is this perennial Vadi. There is nothing. There is perennial Vada is there. It's all there. No creation, no new creation. It's all there. All along it has been there like this. There is a perennial Vada is there. Perenniality is there. There is no creation. Just things go on changing. There are many Vadas. And further, how do you know that there is one Ishvara? Why not many Ishvaras? A simple creation like a gata, even that requires more than one person generally. Usually in the olden days, the wife used to help this fellow, or the children used to help in the making the pots. So even a gata requires more than one. Leave alone Ghata, a building, prasada. Aneka kartaraha, they are there. Usually, sometimes only one fellow does everything. Occasionally it happens. But generally, a big building is created by many people. When you say, Jagat Karta Ishvaraha Ekaha, then how do you say that? How can you say that Ishvaraha Ekaha? Jagat is Vichitra, right? So it is to make this Vichitra Jagat, Nana Kartaraha should be there. Therefore Ishvara should be Nana. Laghava, Gaurava, simplicity, etc. is not an argument here. For the sake of simplicity, let us take one Ishvara now. Simplicity or complexity is not the question here. How do you conclusively say Ishvaraha Ekaha iti? It is not possible to establish by Anumana. First of all, Ishvaraha Asti, you cannot establish. Ishvara Asti ko chodo. Jagat is Karyam, it cannot be established by Anumana. That it is a creation cannot be established. To know that this is a Karya, there must be a time when you see its absence. You say Ghata is a Karya, Ghata is a creation, because you know, you are aware of a time when there is no Ghata, when this Ghata was not there, when the Ghata was not made, you know. Correct? Is it clear? Now to say that Jagat is a Karyam, you must know at some point of time Jagat was not there. You must know. Do you see that so? You are part of the Jagat. You come after the Jagat creation. How do you know that Jagat is the creation? That itself is not proven. Cannot be proven by Anumana. By inference, by reasoning, it cannot, by logic, it cannot be proven. That Jagat is a Karyam itself cannot be proven. And then, who are you, Atma? Your Atma cannot be proven by Anumana also. There again, many Pratipatis are there. Atma is Karta, Bhokta, Atma is one, many. Atma Asti, Atma Nasti. Everybody has their own set of reasonings is there. Shunyavadi says, Atma Nasti. There is no Atma. You are not there. Simple full stop. You think you are there. That's a mistake. You are not there. You are a non-entity. Shunyavadi says. Then how do you know that Atma, Aham Atma iti, how do we know? There is no argument. There is no reasoning. By reasoning we don't know. Conclusively it is not possible to know. That Jagat is a Karyam, you cannot do Anumana. That Ishvara Asti, there is no conclusive Anumana. That you are Atma and you are one or many, there is no Anumana whatsoever. Therefore Shruti alone is the Pramana here. Shruti alone is the Pramana. And Shruti Anugrihita Anumana is there. Shruti Avirodhi Anumana you use, Tarka you use for the sake of understanding, resolving doubts. For the sake of clarity, we use certain reasoning. So Tarka is a Upakarana, is a help to understand Shruti. Shruti does not depend upon Anumana. I need Anumana, Tarka, to understand what Shruti says. The two types of Tarkas, you know, Bheda, Badhaka, Tarka, Abheda, Sadhaka, Tarka. This I need. Why do I need Tarka? Because I have doubts. I have Viparita Bhavana. I have misconceptions. I have Adhyasa. I have Dhrida Vasana, Dhrida Bhavana. I have Dehoham Pratyakshataha Prapta iti. I go on saying that I am Deha. So this needs to be negated. Why this needs to be negated? Because I am the Purusharthi. I am seeking release from freedom from samsara. In my interest, I need Tarka in order to understand myself as Purnam Brahma. And for that I use Tarka. Not because Shruti needs Tarka. Shruti does not need Tarka. I need Tarka. Shruti does not need Tarka to establish what it says is right. Shruti is nirapeksha. Veda is nirapeksha ravaha. To say what it's like, even arithmetic, 2 plus 2 is 4. No. What does arithmetic depend upon? Logic? It doesn't depend upon anything. A truth it says, that it doesn't depend upon anything. I need certain logics or certain methodology, certain instance, certain example in order to grasp, to understand what the pramana says. Like arithmetic. Okay? Arithmetic is a simple truth. 1 plus 1 is 2. It doesn't depend upon you. It doesn't depend upon your reasoning. It doesn't depend upon anything. Desha, Kala, Nimitta, Purusha. Right? It's a fact. Standalone truth it is. So what Shruti says is standalone truth. In order to accept, understand, make sense out of what Shruti says, I need tarka. I need tarka because I have samshaya. I have viparita bhavana. I have misconceptions. I have drida, viparita agraha. Therefore, tarka is needed. So here, tarka is not the swatantra pramana here. Shruti is the swatantra pramana. Tarka is only a upakarana. It's only a help in helping me understand what the Shruti reveals, what the Shruti has to say. This is being stated in this following section here. To understand what the Shruti says, tarka is utilized. Tarka is utilized. Like even for reading, for writing, I use a pen. Okay. Something like a upakarana it is. It's a tool. Tarka is a tool. There are some places where tarka is the independent means. Like in the Parvataha Vanniman, right? There tarka, anumana is an independent means. But when it comes to apaurushaya vishaya, that tarka is not the independent means. Shruti alone is the means. This is that. Apaurushaya vishaye Shruti eva saranam naha iti. For us, Shruti alone is the pramana in the apaurushaya vishaya. Therefore, Bhashyakara brings in this discussion. Etaveva anumanam samsari vyatirikta ishvara astitra sadhanam manyante ishvara karaninaha. Tarkikas think that this anumana itself, independent anumana, establishes the existence of Ishvara. They consider. And not only establish the existence of Ishvara, also Ishvara is Sarvajnaha, Sarvasakti, that it establishes they think. That discussion Bhashyakara begins now. Nano iha api tadeva upanyastam Janmadi Sutre. Iha api, iha means here also. Here means Janmadi Sutre. Tadeva upanyastam. The Vaisheshika says here. Tad means Anumana. That Anumana is what is presented in this sutra. That's what it said. Janmadi asya yataha. Yasmat Ishvarat Brahmanaha. Janmadi of this Jagat is there. How do you know that it is from Ishvara? Anumana. Kartrika Anumana. Yat karyam tatir sakartrikam iti Anumana, he says. Therefore, Ishvara asti, first of all, is Anumanena prapta. And then, that Ishvara has to be Sarvajna, Sarvakaranatvat. And Sarvashakti, Sarvakaranatvat iti. This is the Anumana, is what is implied in this Shruti, in this Sutra. This is what he says. Therefore, the Vaisheshika Sankate Idam Ayuktam. Now, Bhashyakara, the Siddhanti answers, no, that is not so here. First of all, these Brahmasutras are not meant to discuss the anumanas presented by Tarkikas. This Brahma Sutra, the Vishaya, the content of this is, the subject matter for this is the Shruti Vākyas. Shruti Vākyas are analyzed here, not the Anumanas. Anumanas are not analyzed here. Anumana, independent of the Shruti Vākya, as you say, they are not analyzed here. Shruti Vākyas are analyzed here, first of all, that he mentions first. Vedanta Vākya Kusuma Grathana Arthatvat Sutranam. The famous sentence. Vedanta Vākya Kusuma Grathana Arthatvat Sutranam. Brahmasutranam. This is the purpose, artha. The purpose of this Brahma Sutra is to analyze the Vedanta Vākyas only, Upanishad Vākyas, Shruti Vākyas, not the Anumanas made by you. Vedanta Vākya, they are compared to Kusuma, flowers, and Grathana, stringing them together into a garland. Sutra is a thread, okay, and with a thread they tie flowers together to make a garland. Not like in North India, okay. In South India they really use a thread to tie. Here they just use a needle and then just pierce the flowers, and then just, there is not tying, they are just piercing the flowers. Okay. Whereas in the South they make like this. Okay. They really bind, each flower is bound to this, strung into a garland. This sutra, like even a sutra, a thread ties flowers together and makes a garland. So to here, the Vedanta Sutras, Brahma Sutras, they take the Vedanta Vākya. Yato vayamani bhutani jayante, etc. is one flower, like one flower. And then Tad Vijijñāsasva, Tad Brahma is another flower. Okay. Then Shastra Yonitvat, and then Ikshatehe, Na Shabdam, etc. These are all Vacharambanam, Vikaro, Namadayam, Tadaikshata. Various Shruti Vākya, which are like flowers, likened to flowers, they are taken and then they are tied together as one vision, one Tatparya, as one vision. The Tattu Samanvaya, the fourth sutra, very beautifully Bhashyakara brings out that they all have one purpose. The entire Vedanta literature, why? The entire Veda, all the Shastra have one purpose, one central purpose. And leading to the central purpose, there are leading purposes. Avantara Tatparya is there. The Avantara Tatparya is all connected to Mukhya Tatparya. Jiveshwara Aikyam, Brahmaiva Satyam. That is the Parama Tatparya. Therefore, these sutras are not meant to present Anumanas, etc. But they are meant for presenting the artha, the meaning of Vedanta Vākyas. A beautiful poetical expression. Vedanta Vākya Kusuma Grathana Arthatvat Sutranam. That he briefly explains. Vedanta Vākyanihi Sutraihi Udahritya Vicharyante. What are being inquired here in this Brahma Sutra? Vicharyante, analyzed, try to be understood, try to be understood. What are they? Vedanta Vākyani hi eva. He means eva. Vedanta Vākyani eva. Upanishad Vākyani eva vicharyante. Kutra, where vicharyante? Sutraihi, through these sutras, by these sutras. And Udahritya, taking Vedanta Vākyani, Udahritya Vicharyante. Where there is a doubt, what does this Vākya say? What does this word mean? When you have a doubt, then this Vākya is taken, the words are taken, or a word is taken, and that is analyzed, inquired into. Vedanta Vākyanihi Udahritya Vicharyante. Kutra? Where? In the sutra, through the sutras. Sutraihi Vicharyante, Udahritya Vicharyante. Alright, saying said that, now Bhashyakara gets into this, the deeper discussion here. Much of the import is already known to us, but we know the import only based on such beautiful analytical post sections, granthas. So Bhashyakara points out that here the nature of the vastu, Brahma vastu, and then the nature of the jnana, what is needed for jnana, and what is the difference between this jnana and some other jnana, that he briefly points out. We will read. Vākyārtha vicārana adhyavasāya nirvritta with double takara nirvritta hi brahma avagatihi na anumanadi pramanantara nirvritta accomplished, gotten, established, accomplished. Nitaram nischayena vritta means accomplished, established. What is established? What is accomplished? Avasana, adhyavasana, by the nischaya. Adi avasana, adhyavasana nischaya, tatparya nischaya. And adhyavasanena nirvritta, gotten by, established by, accomplished by nischaya, adhyavasanena nirvritta. And adhyavasana by what? How do you get the nischaya? Vicharana, inquiry. Vicharana of what? Vākya-artha. Vedanta Vākya-arthanam vicharanena adhyavasana. And adhyavasanena nirvritta, gotten by nischaya, by vicharana of Vākya-artha, Vedanta Vākya-artha. What is this that is gotten nirvritta? Brahma avagatihi, Brahma praptihi, Brahma jnanam. Avagatihi means aparoksha jnanam. Also Brahma praptihi, avagatihi praptihi, jnanameva praptihi iti. Brahma praptihi, moksha praptihi, jnana praptihi is only gotten by adhyavasana, nischaya. And nischaya gotten by vichara. Vichara of what? Vākya-artha. Okay? Vākya-arthanam vicharanena adhyavasana. Adhyavasanena nirvritta Brahma avagatihi. You understand Brahma by nischaya. Tattva-jnanartha nischayam. Adhyatma-jnana nityatvam. Tattva-jnanartha darshanam. So, 13th chapter Gita. So, we get this Brahma avagatihi, Brahma praptihi, Brahma jnana only in the form of nischaya, which we get by vichara. Of what? Vākya-artha. Alright. So, Vākya-artha vichara means Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. Adhyavasaya. By Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana we have the Adhyavasaya. Adhyavasaya means Nischaya, Tatparya Nischaya. And by that Tatparya Nischaya only we understand Brahma Swarupa, we understand. Na anumanadi pramanantara nirvritta. This Brahma Jnana is not gotten by accomplished by inquiry into other pramanas, anumana etc., other pramanas. One thing, anumana etc. are not the pramana for Brahma. Secondly, anumana has no finality. One fellow does one anumana and then another fellow, more intelligent fellow comes and dismisses that. Like scientist theory, One scientist proposes a theory, and then another scientist comes and just trashes the whole theory, dismisses it. And third scientist comes and says, no, second is wrong, one also is wrong. And then the fourth one will come and says, 3 is wrong, 1 is right, 2 is wrong, etc. goes on. There is no finality of tarka. It's all relative. It has its own relative scope, yes. But atindriya vishaye, apaurusheya vishaye, what is not grasped by buddhi, purusha buddhi, shrutihi eva pramanam. Brahma is not pratyakshari pramana gochara. Therefore, Ishvara is not pratyakshari pramana gochara. Therefore, shrutihi eva pramanam. That's what is vicharyate. That's what is inquired here. Now, all right. Do you mean to say that you don't need tarka at all? When you say tarka is not a pramana, tarka is not inquired into, tarka is not, you don't look into, do you, anumana, etc. Do you mean to say that you don't need tarka at all? You don't need reasoning at all? If you don't need reasoning, then where is vichara? Vichara means reasoning, correct? Without vichara, it is only just a blind faith only. Correct? You follow? Vichara means there should be reasoning. Without reasoning, where is vichara? Reasoning means logic. It is there, no. Then how do you say that pramanantara na anumanadi pramanantara nirvitta na iti? How do you say that? Sir, Vedanta is a pramana. To understand what the Vedanta Vākya says, I need tarka. As I said earlier, I have samshaya, I have viparita bhavana, I need tarka. Some doubts are there, very strongly rooted, strong rooted doubts are there. And then there are any number of doubts are there. Thousands and thousands of doubts are there. Some of them are not manifest now, and some of them new doubts I may keep on adding to my repertoire of doubts. Okay. So therefore, doubts keep coming up also. And then viparita bhavana, don't ask. That's all very drida. Deha vasana is there, viparita bhavana is there. In order to neutralize, in order to find an answer to this, tarka is necessary. And all the tarka proceeds on the strength of Vedanta Vakyas. Based on Vedanta Vakyas alone, the tarkas is conducted, is done. Vedanta Anumata. Right? Shastra Sammata tarka we do, not independent tarka. That's settled here. Bhashyakara brings in the discussion. We see in the Kathopanishad, no? Naisha matihi tarkena apaneya. We see in the Kathopanishad. Yesha matihi atma matihi brahmajnana atmajnana tarkena na apaneya. Cannot be gotten by mere tarka. Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha bahushrutena medaya etc. is said. Kathopanishad. No. Kathopanishad only? Yeah. Mundaka also is there. So, Nayamatma pravachanena labhyaha na bahushrutena na medaya etc. It's there. Yameva yeshaha vrinoti tenaiva labhyaha. It's very beautiful. So here, tarka is an upakarana here, is a tool to understand. Bhashyakara says, jnana dardya. For the firmness of understanding, tarka is needed. In order to remove doubts and errors, viparita bhavana, tarka is fulfilled. And that is said by mantavyaha itself. Shrotavyaha, mantavyaha, nididhyasitavya itself is there. Therefore, we accept tarka, which is in keeping with the Shruti, which is not virodhi to Shruti, and this tarka is not an independent means here in the matter of Brahma Avagati. Therefore, we accept tarka as an upakarana, as an auxiliary, as a help, but that is not the pramana. What is revealed by Shastra alone we look into with the help of Tarka, not with the Tarka, with the help of Tarka we do. That is said here. Okay. We'll continue. Sanno mitrasam varunaha sanno bhavatvaryama sanna indro brihaspatihi sanno vishnururkramaha namo brahmane namaste vayo tvameva pratyaksham brahmasi त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत् तद्वक्तारमावीत् आवीन् माम् आवीत् वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः यश्छन्दसा ऋषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृता सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्या पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिवा कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव समृतमस्मि द्रविणं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं नाहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् करणमस्त्वनिरा य उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः वा मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठिता आविरावीर्म एधि वेदस्य मानि एस्तः नाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अपि वातय मनः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः रामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा साक्ष्यो करिष्यति ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तन्मदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः राहुग्रस्तदिवाकरेन्दुसदृशो मायासमाच्छादनात् सन्मात्रः करणोपसंहरणतो यो भूत्सुषुप्तः पुमान् प्राप्स्वाप्समिति श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये बाल्यादिष्वपि जाग्रदादिषु तथा सर्वास्वस्थास्वपि तस्फुरन्तं सदा स्वात्मानं प्रकटीकरोति भजतां यो मुद्रया भया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राद्यात्मना वेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति वा य एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये भूरम्भांस्यनलो निलोम्बरमहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् गुरुमूर्तये नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिस्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्धे तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं चैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् वटविटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषण्णं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमार्तिदेवं जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि मूले छिन्नसंशयाः निधये सर्ववेद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वे युवानम् वृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपम् स्वास्मारामं मूर्तिमीरे अङ्गुष्ठतर्जनीयोगमुद्रा व्याजेन देहिनां श्रुत्यर्थं ब्रह्मजीवैक्यं दर्शयन्नोऽवतात् शिवः। निराचष्टे तनोति शुभसन्ततिं स्मृतिमात्रेण यत्पुंसां जन्मतन्मङ्गलं परम् अतिकल्याणरूपत्वान् नित्यकल्याणसंश्रयात् स्मर्तॄणां वरदत्वाच्च ब्रह्मतन्मङ्गलं विदुः। ओङ्कारश्चाथ शब्दश्च द्वावेतौ ब्रह्मणः पुरा कण्ठं भित्त्वा विनिर्यातौ तस्मात् माङ्गलिकाबुभौ। ॐ अथ